Ladies and gentlemen, once again on the internet streets, or particular TikTok in particular, they're discussing hygiene once again. And we know the people they always discuss it when it comes to hygiene would be those in the white American community.
Yo, it's funny because, there's a lot of videos coming out with, the Europeans don't like bathing with washcloths, and they think we're nasty because we use washcloths and, bathe. And, there was a black guy with a white girl, and they were talking about their relationship, and he was saying that he was in the bathroom with her one day, and she was peeing in the in the shower. She peed on herself and just running down her leg, and so they was washing and everything. She just put soap on her body. She didn't use a washcloth to scrub, and it was like that's the vision I get when I hear about all of this. Like, oh my god.
Now, we know this discussion about bathing has been a hot topic because we in the, Black American community, that is something that we heavily enforce: bathing, cleanliness, great hygiene. We have to do that because in our households, that filth just will not be tolerated. It just will not be tolerated. I know in my household it's not tolerated. If you want to get out of my house real quick, smell. Because I'm going to tell you, rectified, if you're a person just dirty and can't do that, then you need to go on and get out of here, because we do not want to have no filth in this house. Now, case in point, I want you to hear what this woman had to say, who actually taught her how to be clean. Listen to how she grew up. This is her account. This is not me making nothing up about anything with hygiene. Let's go ahead and check that out.
This discourse talking about how white people don't know how to wash themselves is really fascinating to me. And so I want to share my experience about how I actually learned how to wash and what it looked like in my white supremacist Mormon household growing up. Now, I always had washcloths available to me. They were always under the sink. It wasn't really enforced or taught. It was always in the bathtub. And it seemed like there was just kind of like one in there, and then we'd change it every week. I was never touching it. I don't know if my siblings were touching it. I know when we were younger, we'd play with it in the tub. But when it comes to washing, the grossest thing that still grosses me out to this day thinking about it is how we would share bathwater. I had 4 siblings. We'd all share bathwater. When we were younger, it was either like 2 and 2 would go, or like after we'd each go in the last person's bathwater. The grossest thing was my older sister. We're 22 months apart. She sometimes would shower with my younger sister. And when she was like 9 or 10 years old, our youngest sister came to us and told us that, hey, there's yellow stuff in the bathwater. And my older sister tooted. And we're like, what? We ended up getting out of my older sister that she was peeing in the bathwater. Now, mind you, me and her are 22 months apart. We shared bathwater my entire childhood. I always thought we were clean until 2005 when I moved to Atlanta. White people don't talk about cleanliness. White people don't talk about cleaning themselves. White people don't talk about lotion. White people don't talk about their hair nearly to the scale that the Black community does. I went there and I was dumbfounded by how much they held each other accountable to their appearances. Nails, hair, everything pristine all the time. And my mom, I felt like, was very much like that growing up. But it felt like this was like up like 10 notches. So that's kind of where I learned most of the things you should be doing, like moisturizing after you shower. I learned that in Atlanta.
So as you heard about how she grew up versus when she went to Atlanta, and she got to saw all those fly sisters out there, it's like, whoa, what's going on? Because when you go to Atlanta, Atlanta is a city that you see a lot of sisters out there that's very successful. They got businesses. They driving good. They keep up with themselves. So I know that freaked her out, because I've even heard white people say that Atlanta is a city that just, you in a black city. It's black. I've heard them white people say that about Atlanta. So she looking at herself, looking at how those sisters keep up with themselves, how we as, brothers and sisters be on top of each other. Say, hey, we get on each other about not being neat. We'll get on to each other not being clean. We'll clown each other about your hair, your breath, being ashy. Like, we would clown you over that.
Yo, that's real. And one thing I just want to say this real quick on that note, because there's a teacher that commented in one of my videos in Jamaica, and she was saying how it was the black American kids who made fun of her. She never had been made fun of, by white people or anything like that. And it's like, yo, that's part of black culture. Like, we make fun of each other to toughen us up. You know what I mean? Like, as little kids. So it's not even like if somebody like come from Jamaica and kids is teasing them, and you know what I mean? Like, if anything different in the black community, they're going to pick at. If everybody got waves and you come in with an afro, people gonna be like, yo, what you doing with the afro? If everybody got afros and you coming in with waves, people like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, and they're gonna make fun of you. You know what I'm saying? Make it sound funny, like, yo. And so, we have developed that to have thick skin. That so because we've been treated like doo-doo out here. Throughout, not here in Jamaica, but in America, so that the European has had his foot on our neck since we've been there, even in Africa, Jamaica, the Caribbean, like for decades at least, there's been black presidents, prime ministers, leadership. We didn't have any. You got to remember, or maybe you didn't know, but there was a time where 5 black people could not congregate. If 5 people were outside talking, they would be beat up, arrested, or whatever, but they could not congregate in groups except in church. And we still see that in the hood, especially when I came up in the 80s and 90s. Like, we was all outside. The police would come and shut down. Like, yo, it's too many out. Y'all spread, go. You know what I mean? With force. So that's a cultural thing. But at the same time too, it's like when people don't have understanding. Some people don't even want to understand. Their mind is made up, and their culture is better than your culture or my culture, so that's the thing that we as black people have to get over, is that, or overcome, is the devil within ourselves, and that's the the prejudging, the separation, the competition, the competitive nature, that I am better than this person. And that's how these Europeans have conquered the world, with that mentality. We are better than them. We're going to save them. They need our help. And I always consider myself like not American, mentality. But once I left America and I started, I was in Jamaica, and I was like, yo, I want to help these, and it was like, yo, I've told that story before. It was like, yo, they have a more civilized way of dealing with things than me as an American. Because that American mentality is, let me help these people out. Meanwhile, we're only helping out ourselves. When the cops say, I want to be a cop, I want to help people out. Nah, he want to help himself out. He want to walk around with a gun, So anyway, that's a mentality that, we as black people, for us, we need unity. And no matter if I'm on the East End and you're on the West End, we have to figure out a way that to focus on what we have in common. If you're on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast, we got to figure out our commonalities and how we can come together, work together, and progress. Because these Europeans, she don't even know how to bathe. They need us. you know, and we need ourselves. The universe needs us to correct itself. So once we correct ourselves and our babies and our neighbors going to self-correct themselves, we're going to have a better way of life within 50 years, within 20 years, within 10 years, within 5 years. Matter of fact, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, a wise man, said, if the devil left us alone, we would self-correct within 24 hours. And that's a fact. We see what's going on in Burkina Faso.
In our community. Because you know why? Because that's the way we were just taught. Listen, I was told a long time ago by my grandmother, it's no excuse to have dirty clothes. It don't matter if you got one piece of clothes. You wash that every day, clean it, iron it. Don't you go out this house stinking, your clothes wrinkly, not brushing your teeth, not combing your hair, not washing your face. There's no excuse to leave this house dirty. You don't wear dirty underwear because, like my grandma said, if you go to the hospital, you're gonna embarrass me.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. But you know, this brother has good information. He's seems to be well read. You know, I would say a righteous man. You know, I salute him. But he has good videos, and I'll post a link in the description of this. You want to finish checking it out, you know. And I'm gonna close it out with another European woman talking about how we came and civilized them, because you know it was black people that came and civilized the Europeans. You know, they came out of the caves, they didn't know anything, so we had to civilize them. We had to teach them how to walk. They were walking on all fours. Savage. Anyway, check out this video of a European woman discussing being civilized by civilized people.
When white people came to Africa, they came showing themselves as superior to the black people, taking out things that black people taught them. You know, what we don't have in our history books is that the civilization we have in Europe today was brought to us by black people. Even black people don't know that. Even many black people don't know that. They don't know that the Moors, they were West Africans and North Africans and Central Africans.
The Moor means black. Like Moreno in Spanish, it means black. Moor, black people.
That came to Europe and ruled Spain. They brought civilization to us. They showed us how to use soap, how to be clean, how to behave like a decent human being, you know? All these things we didn't know that before the Moors brought civilization to Spain. Did you know that the Moors ruled in Spain for 700 years? Where is that in our history books? It's nowhere to be found. Because why? If you are giving black people that power of having once ruled over white people, wouldn't black people start like kind of questioning, oh, we were once at that point of having such a power in a white man's country over white people, and where are we now? So of course they have to hide that history from you people, because knowing your true history is knowing your true power, and knowing your true power means you will break out from that system of racism.
The key is knowing who you are. Love, peace, and happiness.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, fucking with the guard, you know what you gon' get. Aggressive, my profession degrees. Burning cross, yes, heavyweight, slinging that shit. Follow the concept, the dawn check. Niggas like chest, stand on my own, yet we long step over them frauds. We lost swore, swinging balls, living, brought up the course. Counting all niggas, God give it and take it. We bake it, make it sacred. Got relations, never late for the bank. Know the bases, gotta cater to the baby's embrace. Stay on the pace, is not mistaken. Don't be giving no fucks. Copping them acres by the grace of the creator. I'm straight, stop with the paper, got the ledger stacks, crypto pack. The metadata stay amazing, great, aging like space. Scraping the plate, it tastes better off them cookies and cakes. I'm in a space where you goofy ass niggas ain't safe. Load up the safe, I play it safe. AK in a case, the day to day, keep the glizzy on the side of the waist.
Go, beat.
flex, though I'm skilling it, yes. Counting dividends, no middleman, investments on deck. The times we living in, the prep life, experience threats. God, we killing them. Bars written, 7 the law. Sporting penmanship, sleep, gon' speak when you weak. You know the beats, no peace, get the scope for the reach. Spoken brief, overreach, and get low from the streets. They ain't neat, kick the glizzy on the seat for the beat. No retreat, know the keys, every note for the speech. You know elites, cold shoulder creep on you discreet. And load the breach, flesh fatty on the street for the beef. You niggas weak, I see you learning hard, fucking with God. You hear guitar strings humming while the bars lock you up. While I'm dumbing, only dumping when it's something that's facts. Based off my back, you get it how you give it strapped in addition. It's all business, no religion, no petition. My shit is sorta different.
Go, people. 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 People go, people go, people
I ain't selling my soul, send out the system. I ain't never seen the devil this bold. There's bigger fishes, never fish bowl. 5% window, still on my sixes, swivel cold people. No soul, you know them witches and them demons gon' get you to shake. They dripping millions, I ain't with it. Nah.